Okay, so obviously this term we've predominantly been using After Effects to investigate motion graphics. So making things move on screen in an interesting and stylized way. So things like titles and lower thirds. And we did a ball bounce. We're going to do some other stuff as well. But what we haven't done is done any kind of theory behind what that means. So what I'd like to do this week is just create a very simple mind map and a mood board to explain what motion graphics are and where they're most commonly found. So a mind map, as you know, is a collection of single words or ideas grouped around a kind of theme that allows you to very quickly see a lot of information in one simple image. So as you can see in this example for time management, you've got lots of little threads like communication and clarity and effectiveness, etc. So I'd like your central concept to be motion graphics, and then you can kind of branch out and explore what that means and where you'd find certain things. So alongside that, what I'd like you to create is what's called a mood board. You might have come across these before, where it's the similar idea. You're trying to just explain one concept visually, but this time it's you through images rather than through words and language. So just a number of different images that kind of explain some kind of consistent theme or some sort of narrative or some sort of concept that you can just kind of see all in one page. So I'd like you to create a mind map and a mood board. A mind map you can write down, use pen and paper if you want to, you can use PowerPoint, you can use Word, you can use whatever you think is most useful for you. And a mood board, again, I would recommend using PowerPoint probably, but if you've just got a number of images, you can just kind of save them, screenshot them and collect them, and you can assemble it later on. But essentially, the four kind of ideas I'd like you to explore are: what are motion graphics? What's the definition of the term? What does it mean? What are some of the recurring visual themes that are employed? So what kind of things do you normally see on screen in motion graphic animation? So what kind of movements and what kind of icons and images? What are some of the kind of visual, recognizable symbols of motion graphics? Where are they mostly used? So I'll give you a clue. Mostly in things like advertising and marketing and web design and obviously titles in like TV shows and films. And then what are some examples that appeal to you? So on your mood board, I'd like you to find examples that you think are interesting. And later on, we can have a go at trying to replicate some of the styles that you find the most appealing. So that's it basically for today. So mind map and a mood board, but this is going to become the kind of opening couple of slides or couple of documents for your first major project, which is going to be a motion graphics project. So this is going to become part of your coursework. So please can you concentrate on this today, and then we will add new bits of information as we kind of start generating ideas, and you'll get kind of one big long piece of kind of a portfolio that builds up to your example of motion graphics that you're going to design. So mind map and a mood board will start. If you can try and finish that today, and then this week we're going to have a go at doing some other kind of motion graphic. I've got another challenge for you. So basically, on our second session this week, we're going to finish off and export all of the projects we've worked on so far. So the title sequence that you created for a horror film, a game show, or a sci-fi film, your interview with the lower thirds graphic that pops up, the ball bounces that we tried to make last week, and this week we're doing what's called the race car challenge. So you'll get to see that shortly. So by the end of the term, I'd like you to have 4 GIFs for each of your little animations that you can kind of submit and upload and save and share around with each other, and your technical logs, and then this mind map and mood board. And then it's half term. So see you this week.